everyone, and welcome back to Keep You Company podcast. I'm your host, Lena. See how many cuts this episode has. So I posted my last one, I think 3 weeks ago. Remember when I said I wanted to make this a weekly thing? Yeah, I wanted this one up by February 14th, at least Valentine's Day. It's the Monday after, but I got my heart stickers up on the wall because who doesn't love Valentine's Day? I love Valentine's Day. Everything is pink and glittery and nice. Chocolate, flowers, teddy bears. Literally everything good culminated into one day. And I love it. I love Valentine's Day. I was actually supposed to be born on Valentine's Day, but I was born a week early. February 7th, I was like, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. So, yeah, there's some lore for you. What else? Let me get screen dimmer running. My eyes are going to hurt otherwise. So my first episode, I filmed it, I moved everything to my laptop, and I didn't touch the footage for 2 days because I was just so disturbed by the outcome. I know it's not a big deal. It's until you try something, you can't figure out, you don't get the rhythm of, oh, this is how I want it to work or anything like that. It takes some time. So that's what I did. I started cutting it up 2 days later. I remember when I said I was like, I don't want more than a few cuts, like 2 or 3 or something like that. I probably had like 200. I'm not even joking. The amount I go, between words, not even sentences. It's crazy. It's to the point where the person listening will disengage. I was editing and I disengaged because it was just so hard to listen to. But then we're going to work with what we got here. The audio's still running. Good. It's better, honestly, I feel, to have some cuts and remember what you need to say as opposed to having the stress in the back of your head of, oh, this has to be perfect like this. And, it's not like that. I try to make myself as comfortable as possible. I have my snacks with me on my table here. I got water, I got mints, cough drops, everything I could possibly need in a 1 hour period of time. So yeah, what should I start off by talking about? My birthday was on February 7th. You see this little propeller hat I have on my head? This is something I bought with my adult money. Guess from where? Temu. You can't find propeller hats in stores. I don't know. So where do you go? You look on Temu. It was just my birthday and I was sad and I was like, I want to order a bunch of stuff off of Temu. The main thing I wanted to order was these slippers. So my mom, she made a Temu order a while back, and because they have free returns and all that, these people, they know what they're doing. Their company's expanding by the day. She ordered a bunch of slippers off of Temu, like the indoor ones that you wear. And I didn't like them too much, but there was one with these teddy bears on them. So soft. 1 second. They were so soft, it was like standing on an anti-fatigue mat, just at all times. I just stole them and I started wearing them. And the other day, I gotta show you this right here. I always keep snacks in my bedside drawer. What happens when you run out of bedside drawer snacks? You gotta improvise. So I took a bite out of my Temu slipper right here. And I was like, okay, probably time to buy new ones. So I ordered them on my birthday, along with a bunch of stickers and stuff I didn't need. I don't know what it is with me and stickers. I love them. I have a huge collection. You can't find the perfect spot to stick. What am I actually talking about? My sticker crusade. Oh my God. Whatever, deal with it. If you're here, you're listening. A bunch of those cute, Korean and Japanese stickers. I love the designs of them. What else did I get? Temu jewelry. Will it give me tetanus? Probably, but hey, I like it. I don't care. This is like a evil eye charm, and it has 4 different kinds of evil eye beads on them. Try me. If you're watching this, I dare you. Do black magic on me. You can't get to me with this thing. There's 5 different charms on here. Yeah. I don't know, though. What else did I get? My brother ordered some fidget toys or something. I had these fidget rings in my cart, and I'll buy $35 worth of stickers and stuff, but when it comes to a dollar fidget ring, for some reason, I'm like, no, I don't, because then I'm submitting to my urge to fidget or something like that, and I don't want to buy a fidget ring. And I thought, okay, if it's 99 cents, what you're gonna keep picking at your cuticles, why not just get a fidget ring? So I got that as well. I gotta say it's pretty handy because my hands under the table, I'm messing with either something like a packet of something, or I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm like this, but this is much better. Other stuff that I bought off of Amazon, I was like, I'm gonna try the 30-day Prime free trial, and I need a new eyelash curler because the one I had, it kind of just clumps my lashes together and it doesn't fan them out, and it is just like cheap quality and stuff. So I started researching eyelash curlers, and it took about 4 hours. Cried 3 times. Finally narrowed it down to the Tweezer Man. The one I ended up getting was the Curl 38. I wanted one with like a wide enough thing to put your lashes into so it kind of fans them out. And I couldn't decide between, do you care I'm talking about eyelash curlers? Whatever, sit down and listen. The Tweezerman Curl 38 or the Curl 60. And I kept watching all these reviews and these videos. Some people say it's not good. Overall, it had good reviews, so I settled on the Curl 38. I'm glad I got the one that I needed, and I tried it out and everything. It was good. Didn't cut my lashes or anything like that. It's actually very comfortable, very secure. It's like you use it and you feel like, okay, this is sturdy. And it's not going to tear my lashes out, which is good. What other things have I've been dabbling in e-commerce as of lately quite a bit. I don't know if it's a coping mechanism for something or what. I was looking at more stuff on Temu, and there was this little furry, like a fuzzy keychain thing, a little critter, and it had these eyes on it. So I put that in my cart, and I'm like, I want to find more stuff like this. Like, what would you call it? So I go into Temu and I type in furry accessories. Needless to say, that's not what came up. It was more. You think of it yourself. It's available. All that stuff's available. Listen, I unintentionally took one for the team. You can type those words into Temu and you can find what you're looking for. So I rephrased it. Then what did I type in? Like fluffy accessories, fuzzy accessories, then fluffy keychain, and then that came up. I can't. That's in another order. Me and just my online shopping addiction that's developed in the past week. Whatever, it's fine. But I love those cute little anything cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. And apart from that, my Amazon Prime membership. I've been ordering snacks and stuff online. I don't know, one night I was hungry or something, then I ordered, I think, Pringles and sour cherry blasters. Something about the way I open Amazon boxes. My first thought isn't to go to the kitchen, walk 2 feet, go to the kitchen, get a knife, cut the box open like a normal human being. No, I start tearing it open with my bare hands. And it only hits me afterwards the way I look at this box, and then the way that I tear it open. My brother's like, it's like a wild bear got into it or something. I'll include a picture. It's hilarious because I don't even realize what I'm doing until I see the aftermath. So that's some riveting information. I wanted to film this past week. I don't know. I just haven't been feeling well. I haven't been feeling like just sitting down and filming. All of a sudden today, I woke up, I felt better. I'm like, I'm going to get this done while I can. So hopefully the good mood lasts and I can get this done. Propeller hat, is it living up to the expectations? Yeah, it is. I am so happy right now. When you kind of forget about the stuff you ordered online, then you get it in the mail. This propeller hat, I've had it in my cart for the longest time. Oh my god, I love it. This is so much fun. So that's kind of the summary of the past 2 weeks. My brother, what did he get me? By the way, this is not me being like, oh my god, it was my birthday and like I got all this stuff. No, I'm just talking about my developing shopping addiction. My brother got me these old Berenstain Bear books. I don't know if people read these. And they have stickers in them. I think this is the one he got me last year. It's called Moving Day. I have some kind of nostalgia with this book. I remember being in elementary school, like grade 5, so far above the reading level. I don't know, reading levels piss me off. It's what you should be able to enjoy reading whatever you want, but you gotta put a number on everything. I really like the artwork in this book. So it's basically the family of bears. They live on this like hilltop or something, and then they gotta move. They gotta move houses or something. I really like the artwork and the design in the earlier books, and it comes with stickers, so that's even better. Now, my brother researched all the books, and he got me the ones with food in them. So the Berenstain Bears and too much junk food. What is this little circus happening right now of just like healing your inner child? I love it. This hat is making me so happy right now. These are like the earlier ones, I think. The designs are so nice. And I love the ones that have snacks and food in them. I never got to read these ones as a kid. So he's like, I got you the ones with colorful snacks and stuff. I thought I was weird or something. Then on TikTok, I had a video come up of these books. And yeah, kids are like everyone that grew up reading these are the same. They're like, I love the ones with the snacks in them and stuff like that. So there's that for you. I love the artwork and the design in these books, man. Look, there's like candy and stuff in them. I love seeing the candy. And I love the stickers, man. They're so nice. The Berenstain Bears forget their manners. I read the title of this one as Berenstain Bears and the gummies, but it was gimmies. So I do struggle a little bit. These are, I think, the older ones. And then I think their art style changed, or they had a new illustrator or something like that. But towards the end, I think, of when they would make these books. But it's cool to see the progression, but the old ones are very nostalgic. I like them. These are perfect for my reading level. I don't think they're too overwhelming. I set a goal for about 5 pages a day. I think that's pretty reasonable. I should be able to get through these in no time. The arrival date for my Temu packages was supposed to be between February 14th and 19th. And if they go past the 19th, the last day, then you get a $5 rebate or something like that. And I was pissed. I wanted my new slippers. Thank God they came in the mail today, or I had a few more hours left. And I think you have to call the police. I don't know what you're supposed to do when your package doesn't come on time. Yeah, I'm spinning this fidget ring like crazy. It kind of looks like a septum piercing at the bottom, but yeah. I think I just hit that crash, like the caffeine crash or something. What else did I want to talk about? The Berenstain Bear books. Yeah, I really like looking at artwork in old children's books and stuff. There's one account on Instagram. I wrote it down. It's called Ollie Ollie Oxen Free Books on Instagram. So they look at artwork from older children's books or something like that. And I just love seeing it. One that really stands out to me, I think there was one illustrator, James Marshall. I really like his artwork in the old books. What am I talking about? How long have I been filming for? 19 minutes. No way. Have I talked about anything like one somewhat related thing? You know that show Nanaland that's blowing up on TikTok and stuff? Yeah, man. Like Canadian television for like Canadian children's shows back from the early 2000s, the late 90s. It's so cool. I love looking at it. Nanaland, I just the concept and the design of the puppets and all that, I love it so much. It's crazy how it was there this whole time, and then all of a sudden, if something starts blowing up on TikTok or it starts gaining attention again, it's like a rebirth of something. It's crazy. I think my brother, he remembers watching it a little bit. He grew up in the late 90s. I don't think I remember watching it too much. I love watching it now. It's so cool. I love anything that's a little bit like not off. What would you call it? Like more unique designs, maybe not as traditional. That's what I like about the puppets in the show. I love the design. So yeah, other children's shows I grew up watching. Max and Ruby, that was a favorite. I think that's where my love for bunnies started. Bunnies are my favorite animal. um, yeah, there are a couple other. Tupi and Bino, I used to watch that a lot. Anything else that's new? We got a new treadmill. Our old treadmill stopped working. So the box was sitting in our hallway for the longest time. And I remember trying to We're 20 minutes in. I already have a cough drop going into my mouth. That's how much I'm yapping. I don't know what it is. My throat just starts getting sore. So the treadmill box had these zip ties around them. And I was just trying to lift it to see how heavy it is. I was just curious. And my brother was on the other side. Now he was able to just like lift it off the ground. I couldn't even move it. It was so heavy. I don't know how heavy treadmills are. I googled it. I said average about 200 to 250, anywhere upwards from there. Just what I felt in that moment, I'm like, there's no reason I need to know how to lift a box that heavy. That's just not my job. That's just not my thing I need to do. Then a week or two later, my dad and brother were moving it into the basement. So they kind of unpacked the box at the top floor and disassembled it kind of, and they were taking it downstairs. It was so heavy. I was so nervous just watching them. The way they had to maneuver it, take it downstairs. Man strength is something else, honestly. Like, I couldn't even move the box. I couldn't even, like, push it over. And they were carrying this thing downstairs. I don't understand how. My dad, he's like, you can help. He's like, move the box out of the way. He's like, keep it held up so it doesn't fall on us when we're trying to. Like, they were the ones actually moving the treadmill. And I was so nervous watching them. So they made it to the bottom of the stairs. I was still holding that box up, all nervous. And my dad, he just like yelled from down. He's like, you can let go of the box now, you know. He's like, you don't need to keep holding it up. I was like, oh yeah. But this treadmill is cursed or something. I don't know what it is. We've had it in our house for maybe like 2 months now. We haven't been able to assemble it. I thought assembling a treadmill is like part A, part B. Put it together, plug it into the wall. No, you actually have to build it. There was some issue with the part called a piston. What's a piston? Piston sounds like pistol. Pistol is a gun. Guns are bad. Treadmill bad. I hate this treadmill. So that's the conclusion. My brother emailed the treadmill company and they sent a replacement part. So we just got to figure out how to assemble it now and hopefully we can have it working soon. I just got to be caffeinated enough. And I could have the confidence to talk into a mic. I don't know what it is. 2 days ago, I was setting up the film and then I don't know what it was. I just got like a rush of anxiety. I'm like, I can't do this. Oh, I'm looking at my Google Doc. You could zoom into it and make the thing bigger. So I don't need to pull my laptop in close because I can't really see the text from here. The actual setup of trying to film this, I was like, okay, I'm ready to film. I'm going to sit down. Then the storage on my computer was running low. Then, like, the whole mic patching thing, I don't know what it is. I don't know how I learned how to edit. It was all gradual. My brother, he's the one who used to help me with all my videos and stuff before. And I just had no idea what the program even looked like. It just looked like a bunch of graphs to me. And then slowly I started to figure out stuff. And now I know how to edit. It's crazy. Patching my mic. I don't know how to do it. My brother does it. He comes, he does whatever magic or something he needs to do. I don't get it. It should be easier. Maybe it's just a program I'm using. I don't know. Had to move a bunch of stuff onto another hard drive. I don't like technology. Okay? If it has buttons, okay, and it has a screen, it's a computer. You plug it into a wall. It was this little, it's just like a little box. Okay, you put a wire into it. You move stuff around. Ugh, I don't like computers and technology. Getting this podcast up, I'm only able to get it on Spotify at the moment, not Apple. So I think you have to get iTunes or something on your computer. I tried doing that. My laptop crashed multiple times. So maybe I'll try doing it for my brother's computer. But it's just been kind of hard. I can't get it onto Apple for whatever reason. Hopefully eventually I can. But Spotify's setup, it's really just much easier to get your podcast onto there and stuff. Their customer help is so nice. So, like, actually trying to upload my first episode, it crashed once, and then I somehow uploaded the video file again, and I couldn't delete it because apparently I didn't have enough stuff posted. They have like some stuff like that. Their customer help, at first it's like a bot, but I think I was just smashing my keyboard at that point. The bot was like, okay, I don't know how to deal with this. We got to get you to a real person who could deal with your case. So that's what they did. And they were very helpful, very nice, which is good. So I had to revert the video back into a draft and like set a further publish date or something like that. Then I could delete it and then put up the audio version. But they guided me through it fully. They did not make it overly complicated. They were very nice and they were friendly too. You know who else has friendly customer service? Fido. They're my phone company and they have very nice customer service. I appreciate it. They also have really good hold music. I had to change my phone plan or something this December and had to set up auto pay or something, so I had to put in my credit card number. Mine and my dad's thing is like joint, so it's like with his credit card and we have some plan. I don't know how it works. Regardless. So I was on the phone with them, then I asked my dad for the credit card and he's like trying to find it. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to find my credit card." And he's like, "No worries, take all the time you need, don't worry." And I was like, wow. Imagine if all receptionists and like customer service helpers were like Fido. But yeah, knock on wood, my Fido customer service experience has always been great. So what did I actually want to talk about today? It's been half an hour. What have I been yapping about? I don't understand. I think, what was the theme for the last episode? Things that I hate? The lighting is horrible right now. Should I bring in a lamp? I think I'll just leave it how it is. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. Things that I hate this week. Things that I love. I already talked about the whole Temu nonsense and like the Berenstain Bear books and stuff like that. So I think we've been on the theme for love, just unintentionally. Okay. I brought in a lamp. I needed to change the lighting. It's just a table lamp. I think I've gotten up about 7 times throughout filming this episode. I don't know what it is. What I did discover is the propeller on this thing, on this hat, spins when you walk. So that's eventful. That's really fun. Okay, so what did I actually want to talk about today? It's a channel I discovered on YouTube called the Anatolian Rock Revival Project. I'm going to try my best to describe what it is. I apologize if I don't do a good job because, see, it's like when you enjoy a type of music or something, that's completely fine. When you have to talk about it, like research something or do something like that, then you want to know what you're talking about just a little bit. So this is just off of Wikipedia. Everything will be linked in the description, everything that I mentioned. Well, Anatolian rock, or Turkish psychedelic rock, is a fusion of Turkish folk music and rock. Guys, did I get an A? Oh my god, I just read off of Wikipedia. Okay, maybe I should just start by talking about the actual channel on YouTube. I think there's something for everyone on this channel. You just gotta find it, just go through their stuff. They have a Patreon as well. I don't think there are too many members and stuff, but they kind of just summarize what they do here. This is the best way I can. I'm just going to read it off of their Patreon. The Anatolian Rock Revival Project is a creative, cultural heritage platform which aims to revive and introduce the forgotten Turkish rock gems from the 60s and 70s. We find the songs digitally, remaster them, create artworks for each of them, add English subtitles so the world can understand them, just how I started understanding them, and share them over different channels. That's their Patreon setup. Check them out. I think it's really cool. So a bit on the history and development of Anatolian rock. So it says here, Anatolian rock has a long history, dates back to the founding of the Turkish Republic decades ago. Ataturk pushed extensive changes to build national form of music in the early 1930s forward. He believed that the changes in music to be based on national and modern foundations, and musicians should work on Turkish melodies and make them polyphonic, according to the Western rules of harmonic music. As a result, Anatolian folk music began to spread, and people began to listen to Anatolian folk tunes instead of Ottoman music. In the 1960s, rock and roll began to be played, and rock groups such as the Beatles, Rolling Stones, and many more became popular, especially in Istanbul, began to spread and become popular amongst the elite youth of the city. High school and university students began performing their own bands and performing covers of rock and roll and twist music in 1957. So these are 2 famous singers mentioned, students which will become famous singers later, such as Barış Manço and Erkin Koray. They both performed at an amateur concert, which they organized. Now, these are 2 very famous singers. You'll see them, like, if you open up the channel on YouTube. They were very famous musicians. So yeah, playing rock and roll on the radio and stuff during the 60s kind of influenced the development of Anatolian rock. At the same time, Turkish society began to undergo significant cultural changes, including the growth of multi-party democracy. So there was a lot of political change during this time that also led to the development of this kind of music. And I just find it so fascinating. It's so cool. You know what I feel when I talk about this stuff? I feel like people are going to think I'm weird or something. But like that's not the case. That's not the case. So many people like myself, I like to hear about new types of music and stuff, then I like to research it. And especially the origins of this. It's like that with every kind of music. It's so interesting. There's one specific song I wanted to talk about. It's called Gurbet by, trying not to butcher these names, I'm sorry, Özdemir Erdoğan. It's been trending on TikTok as well, so you might have come across it. And it basically means homesickness, or we have the same word as well. We say gurbet, and that means a foreign place, or like a foreign country, anywhere away from home. This specific upload on their channel, I'll put the artwork on the screen so you can know what exactly I'm looking at. I didn't even notice this. So it's the artist, it's the musician, it's like a silhouette of his face, and then in the back you see the colors of the German flag. I didn't even notice that at first, and then it took me a second. Why Germany? So after World War II ended, there was a large amount of emigration from Turkey to Germany. They needed labor to rebuild the country after World War II. A lot of labor was taken from Turkey. And so the song basically talks about homesickness. And then at the front of the silhouette, there is like an illustration of one actor, a famous Turkish actor. Let me just look his name up again. I don't want to get it wrong. Kemal Sunal. And yeah, I just out of curiosity, I started watching these old Turkish films. Even though the language and stuff is different, it's nostalgic. I don't know what it is. It reminds me of films from the same era, but like old Indian movies that I used to watch. My grandparents watched them. I used to watch them as well. Either the music or something is so similar to old Indian films as well. I think it's just the era. Like the style of clothing, the haircuts and everything, it was all similar. So I just find that so fascinating, and just watching this kind of stuff out of curiosity, you learn a lot of stuff too. And yeah, so this song was basically, it was in a film of this actor, so they have the silhouette of him at the front as well. I started understanding Turkish now. It's crazy. I heard something, it's like being chronically online to the point where you actually end up learning something. I think that's what happened with me. It's my TikTok feed. I get so many cooking videos and just random Turkish memes and stuff like that. And translating it within the app is really easy. It used to be easier before. You could just hit the translate button. Now you have to hold the screen down and click like the translate and all that. So it's a little bit more difficult, but I just started picking up on it unconsciously. I also started watching one drama. This was like last year, the year before. What was it? It was really popular. Yalla Chapkını. Is that still going on? I don't know. But the thing is, there are no English captions available for it on YouTube. So I would just put on Turkish auto-generated. Obviously, it's not, all the captions are not correct to what they're saying. But I'm shocked at how I started picking up on certain words and stuff like that. Or I'm like, they use this word a lot. What is this? Then I pause it and then I translate it. And then the thing with watching something without English captions, if you learn a new word, if you learn new grammar, your brain is going to try to remember it. It's forced to apply it the next time you watch something so you can understand, right? So that's kind of what happened with me. And then I just started like understanding it out of nowhere, honestly. I watch some like comedians and stuff on TikTok too. But yeah, if you're chronically online, you could just start picking up on a language out of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. What really stood out to me in this specific song that I was pointing out, Gurbet, the bass. The bass is so nice. I looked up a bass cover, like with the tabs and everything on YouTube. It's so intricate. It sounds like a song within itself. But that's just in the background. It's the bass. It is really beautiful. And then there's so many like this on this channel. So just check it out. I'll link a few that I know. And the end of an Anatolian rock era, 1980. Anatolian rock remained popular until the 70s. During these times, some musicians have taken a stand in support of common people. Selda Bajan. For young, popular music became synonymous with leftist thinking, protests for gender equality, freedom, and workers' rights. The left-wing views of these artists did not endear them to authorities. By 1970s, went on. economic recession and social unrest had arisen across Turkey, and on the 12th of September 1980, a military coup brought the Anatolian rock genre to an end. Military and coup. What is this? What? God, everything. You just start looking at one thing and then you head down a rabbit hole and you learn so much. There's so much politics that is surrounding this music and stuff that's meaning how it ended in the 80s. During the Cold War era, Turkey saw political violence between far left, far right. In the state, this violence saw a sharp downturn for a period after the coup, which was welcome for restoring order. Oh. Okay, that's crazy. Left-wing rockers faced repression, while the gloomy political atmosphere boosted the popularity of the melancholic arabesque genre during the 80s. After the coup, rock musicians were banned from performing. Many artists had to flee abroad, such as Cem Karaca, and some were imprisoned. That is crazy. See, when you read stuff like this, like the actual background, then looking at this channel on YouTube now and like what their effort is, it's just a kind of reintroducing, you could say, or reissuing Anatolian rock. It exists already, but they're just bringing it to light. It's amazing. The music is incredible. It's just, you gotta check it out for yourself. You know, one thing I really love seeing is the comment section of their uploads. It's so positive. It's so nice. It's not necessary that it's all a Turkish audience. There's so many people from across the world, like Brazil, Spain and stuff, and they're like, I just discovered this channel and I love hearing the music on here. I think that's amazing. And while I was doing this little write-up for Anatolian rock, I got something in my recommended called Habibi Funk. So it's a channel on YouTube. It's called Habibi Funk Records, and it's what it is. It's a reissue record label based in Berlin, Germany. So it was co-founded by a guy named Jannis Sturtz. And he also works as a DJ using the name Habibi Funk. What it is, like they said, a reissue brand. It's a collection of Arabic funk and soul bands from the 60s and 80s. So there was like that overlap, the same as Anatolian rock, again, the same time period, the 60s to 80s. A lot of the music that they reissued was North African, so Tunisian, Moroccan, Libyan, Algerian as well. Again, another famous singer off of the Habibi Funk channel I noticed. Hamid El-Shari. He's an Egyptian Libyan singer, songwriter, and producer, lives in Egypt. He's considered one of the most influential figures in Arabic pop and has been credited for incorporating Western music styles of synth pop, Western dance, and rock and roll. This is one song that I found. It's by the singer Hamid El-Shari. Ayuna? Yeah. And I think that's the first song I heard off of this channel. And there's just so much more on here. When they were interviewing Jannis Sturtz, while asking Jannis Sturtz about his adventures, I used the word discovery, and he is quick to point out, politically but assuredly, how he began to avoid the term. Quote, one thing that quite quickly someone pointed out to me, and that I stopped using, was the word discover. Because it's not music that hasn't been there before, I just got to it. Especially when you're coming from the West and dealing with cultural goods from the region, I guess discover is a historically complicated term. I like how he makes that really clear. This awareness and sensitivity is something that goes beyond a choice of words. We are not an NGO, we are not a political group, we are first and foremost a record label. But given the specific content and the context we are working in, it has a political component, and we are very well aware of that. We think that in the context of post-colonialism, there's a historically complicated form of exchange that has been repeated and repeated. We want to break out of repeating these mistakes and these exploitative patterns. And that's why all of Habibi Funk's music is licensed directly from the artists or their families, with profits split 50-50. That makes a lot of sense, and it's good that they're doing that. But it's not just about the financial exchange. It's also about how we represent these cultural goods. That's why in our artworks, you won't find any pyramids or camels or any of these very stereotypical visual language. I feel like that's bare minimum. That's they researched into this stuff, so that's good. I think that's like bare minimum. If you're representing some sort of a art piece that already exists, you want to make sure you're doing it correctly. Instead, the album covers are often developed using photos from private family collections and are invariably fascinating snapshots. So yeah, when you do go onto their channel and you look at the kind of covers that they have for these releases, it is like just each of Habibi Funk's official releases come with extensive booklets featuring liner notes, photos, and interviews giving all the information on the artist that Sturtz was desperate to find. Because telling these stories, quote, is something that is equally as important to us as the music, he says. That's so nice. That like they're paying attention to the fact that, it's something that needs to be represented correctly. So one thing I did like about this reissuing label is how they address that whole Orientalist aspect of it, and they want to actively avoid it. And I think that's important. Like with any sort of reissuing type of thing, it retains that authenticity and retains what it actually is. Right? You're displaying it. You're demonstrating it for what it is. I feel like I'm butchering everything right now, just trying to talk about these two channels. But hopefully, I just gave you a rough idea. That's about it. So yeah, I'll be linking everything in the description, the article that I read and everything. This is from the Independent. And yeah, this is just very fascinating. There's a term used both in like Anatolian rock and Habibi Funk. It's like psychedelic. They call it psychedelic rock. I don't know why. Did psychedelics become popular during that time? Let me look it up. Okay. Psychedelic rock style of music popular in the late 60s, largely inspired by hallucinogens. Okay. So yeah, I think it was just those drugs became popular at that time or something. So yeah, that's kind of just summary of what I wanted to talk about today. I apologize if I misrepresented or said anything wrong about this work. Yeah, I just trying to describe it to the best of my knowledge. But I think apart from that, that'll have to do it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.